Well, welcome back to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. As I've said many times before, every time, every time I receive information of something that is going wrong, either in Cook County or Statesville or whatever it may be, I'm going to let everyone know. So yesterday I made a video. I did a live stream letting everybody know that inmates in Statesville was only given one 16-ounce bottle of water. And the workers were advising the inmates not to drink the water at the fountain because it was contaminated. Now, not too long ago, they wasn't getting any bottled water whatsoever. They can't buy bottled water from the commissary. And here's the question, why? So today I get a phone call from the mother who is 71 years old, who has had emergency surgery, who has blood clots in her legs, and her blood pressure is at a dangerous level. And now she's worried about her son. She called Statesville this morning because of the conversation she had with her son on yesterday. And she can hear it in his voice, even though he said, "Mom, don't worry about it, I'm okay." She knew that he was not. Mothers know. And so blood pressure goes back up again, which is a dangerous thing, especially when you got blood clots in your legs. So today, this morning, she calls Statesville, and they tell her he has been released. But he have not been released. He's not in her care. So why would the employees or the personnel, whomever it may be, would tell the mother who's inquiring about her child that he's been released when he's still confined behind Statesville bars? She calls me back at 6 o'clock, upset, to tell me that an inmate called her and told her that her son had been rushed to the hospital. Now, for every elected official, for the warden that's over Statesville, for our Congress, our senators, our Republicans, our Democrats, our governor, our lieutenant governor, mayor, our state's attorney, our judges, our news media, those who fighting for mass incarceration. Please explain to me, how did we get to this point? How? And why is it that the black and the brown suffers the most? If Statesville was 90% white, they would have none of these problems. Let's be honest. Let's be transparent. Let's be 100. They would have none of these problems. Water would be an adequate supply. Y'all sugarcoat, you cover up, and then when something happened to them, you make it seem like they harmed themselves or they got into it with somebody or whatever it may be, except for the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. But I'm telling y'all playing with fire because God sees all. And what you are doing, some of this stuff on y'all record, God is gonna pay you. I'm telling you. See, what you don't understand is those individuals belong to somebody. They're somebody's child. They're somebody's spouse. They're somebody's relative, somebody's friend, somebody's co-worker, and somebody cares about them. Why would you allow the treatment to happen in Cook County, Statesville, whatever prison is across this land and country, and you don't feel the need to address it? How many people have to check out before y'all feel that there's an emergency that's happening, that something needs your attention? See, we seeing these little ads come up for running for office again. And I'm telling you, I promise you, every time y'all think about running for something, I'm coming behind. Because until we see a change, until we see difference of what happens to ours, we're going to keep raising these messages until somebody see that there's a need to make a difference. No inmate, I don't care if they committed a crime, if they didn't, they are human beings and they should be treated as such. You will not want anybody treating your mother, your father, your grandfather, your grandmother, your auntie, your uncle, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your friend, or your coworker like they are animals. And I don't understand for the life of me why you all think it's okay to treat somebody else like they're animals. See, when you're in there, you want the utmost attention. You want the utmost respect. You want to be treated like a human being. So why don't you do the same? Y'all collecting dollars on every head across these prisons, across these United States of America. And they talk about this country is the land of the free. What's so free? Because it seems like statistically, mass incarceration works for the black and brown. It's purposefully to separate, disconnect, break down the family. Y'all keep y'all's whole. I'm going to go back to the insurrection at the Capitol. There's been a whole bunch of hoopla of what should have been done that was not done. You know why? And y'all had it all on video. You know why you didn't do that? Because of the color of their skin. So what's so united about this country? You all take the rights that we supposed to have and you make him work to what you want them to be. Again, y'all talk about defund the police. Everybody's hand is in this mess. I don't care what office you hold, from the president all the way down to the one on the lowest totem pole. This is a problem across the board. And we are the only race of people that get ignored. We are the only race of people that our voice you try to silence. We are the only race of people that suffer the most. It takes you back to the 400 plus years going to the bottom of the slave boats. How would you like it if your ancestors, white folks, was chained up in the bottom of a boat? How would you like if yours was hosed down and dogs were sicked on them? But here's my problem. Y'all don't like the color of our skin, but you like the sun to get the color that you don't like. I don't understand. If you take away everybody's top coat of their skin, what you would see were vessels, veins, and muscles. They all look alike. So why are we not treated equally? I hold every elected official, even though if I voted for you or not, I hold you accountable. I hold Governor Pritzker accountable. Don't lay in your cushiony bed when you know that these problems exist. I hold Lieutenant Juliana Stratton accountable. Don't lay in your bed and wear these titles when you know these conditions that's going on. I hold Kim Fox accountable. Your office is really accountable because these individuals, a lot of this stuff y'all know is true and what's not true. You got all the facts because you want to keep the number and you want to look good. This is what you do. I blame every judge. I blame every judge. When black people stand before a judge, we already guilty, whether we did it or not. That's stereotyping. Y'all been stereotyping us for a long time, and it's time to cease. I blame our mayor. I blame our senators. I blame our congressmen. I blame our aldermen. I blame our news media. I blame everybody because transparency is not transparency. It's not. These conditions are horrible. They're horrible. Nobody should be in jail that long and you got to fight. You got to call. You got to push for decent food. It's like taking a dog bowl and sitting in front of the cell and unlock the gates and say, okay, eat it. But yet you got private investors. You got dollar signs for insurance policies on each of these inmates' head, and they come out more sick than what they were before they went in there. And we're finding more and more that a lot of people that's been locked up because of DNA, because of reopening of files, you're finding out that they was innocent all the time. Kim Fox, you have the story. You know the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God. You stall. And why do you stall? To make yourself look good. State's attorney office across these land and country, they do things to make themselves look good. The one for Breonna Taylor, he did it to make himself look good. Didn't care about the turn of events, didn't care about how it happened, didn't care about she was innocent. But because of who she knew, you made her guilty by association. And a lot of times, and people don't even know what's going on. They don't. But because they're associated with people, or they think they can help them get on the right track, you all make them guilty, make them the bad person when they're not. I'm saying this is out here in the airways. The gentleman is in the hospital. They take him to the hospital. Nobody at Statesville called the mother to let her know that her son was being transferred to the hospital. One bottle of 16 ounce of water is being given to inmates. No cleaning supplies, no adequate amount of water. The food is horrible. It's slop. Some shit that y'all wouldn't even eat, but you feel like it's okay to feed somebody else. You all talk about the constitutional rights. You talk about Bill of Rights. You talk about human rights. Well, y'all not following none of it. Y'all don't care about that these are human beings, that their families love them whether they did it or not. They still belong to somebody. Just like your raggedy relatives that ain't been all 100%. Because we got them in every household. Every household got a relative that then broke the law. Let's be honest. The only difference between them and us, they got caught and some of us did not. That's the only difference. But for you elected officials to sit there with constituents who have allowed you, afforded you the opportunities to sit in those seats, and you sit there like you're God, you're not. You sit there and you play a Russian roulette with individuals' lives, that's not your call. When you sit and you know situations are going on and you don't do nothing about it, you're just as much to blame for whatever happens behind you neglecting to do your job. And you know there's a problem. When you all knew there was a lack of water, you should have been on there like yesterday, but you didn't do that. Dehydration is real. It's real. Medical records are real. Now, you can't explain this away because I'm putting it out on forefront. Now, what y'all do with this, I said yesterday. And when she called this morning, somebody clearly said he was released. Well, if that's the case, let him go so his mother can take care of him. Let him go. Let him go. I've been told the judge that did what he did then left the case anyway because he knew it was not fulfilling. It's not right. But you know what? I'm learning as we walk through this journey. You all don't care about what's right and wrong. You only care about the statistical data that suits your needs. You don't care about what you say. You make all these promises. You stand for people. You tell them all these lies and don't fulfill not one of them. Nobody should have to make these type of videos to make y'all asses do what you should be doing from the get-go. Again, as I've said many times before, it was your relative. You call everybody and their mama to cash in on your favor to get your relative out of that situation. Matter of fact, a lot of them wouldn't even sit in jail that long. They would have been home with their family. Same thing with our relatives. We want the same respect. We want the same response. And if you can't do it, then I'm telling every constituent across this land and country, we need to remove asses from the seat, from the bottom of the totem pole to the top. We're good at pointing fingers. We're good at blaming others. But a lot of these problems y'all create. Y'all create these problems. You don't give a damn about the hardship. You don't care about the financial strain it causes on family. You don't care about none of that. It's okay with you. Long as your numbers work. Long as you get that pat on the back and say, you know, ha, I got about 6 or 7 of them off the street. Did you really get the right ones off the street? Because I see people doing things all the time and police pass them by and they get the innocent people instead of stopping the people they should stop. Our system is so screwed up and you wonder why y'all have lost control. These are the reasons why. So I'm saying to every news media outlet, to every elected official who has something to do with Statesville, I'm hoping, I'm praying that nothing happened to that child. I'm hoping, I'm praying, because if something was to happen to her son, you all not going to like it. You're not. It's going to be a problem on your hands. And then how many more are inside of there that are just as sick? And there are a lot of them inmates in that don't have family members. They don't know the first thing to do. And you all just try to make it out of something that is not, to cover your ass, when you know you're the reasons why things are going the way they are going. That's all I'm saying. All right. I ain't do no intro and I'm not doing no outro because it don't need it. We need to have straightforward conversation. And I'm going to make some videos. I'm going to make some videos. Understand me. And I'm going to keep updating. Every time I get information, I'm going to let it be known. Okay? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. This is another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. Y'all have a good one.